Welcome. In this video, we will discuss about the Central Vigilance Commission. So this is again a very important topic from your GS paper 2, but this time we are talking about the polity. Again, a cue for you. I have already been telling you that this is how you're going to prepare your polity. You have to keep your static portion handy and keep it updated with the current affairs. So this is how you should prepare for your polity. Whenever you see anything related to polity into the newspaper, go back and revise the concept in the Lakshmikant. So Lakshmikant is considered as a holy gospel for the polity. So don't forget to keep on revising it. So this is one book which will really give you a lot of return on benefit. So keep on revising your concept from here. So Central Vigilance Commission would be our focus for this video. We will discuss about this office, about how the Central Vigilance Commissioner are appointed, their terms and all these things associated. So let's start. So Central Vigilance Commission is the apex vigilance institution free of control from any executive authority, monitoring all vigilance activity under the central government and advising various authorities in central government organization in planning, executing, reviewing and reforming their vigilance work. So basically this is the apex vigilance body, which means it is going to keep an eye, keep an vigilance on all the work related to the central government, and it also has a advisory or guiding kind of a role for other authorities where it will suggest them that how they could also increase their vigilance. So the CVC was set up by the government in 1964 on the recommendation of the committee headed by Shri K. Santhanam. So just remember which committee actually recommended the formation of CVC. It is your Santhanam committee. These terms are important. These committees are very important. For an example, little bit side topic, but just remember like your state reorganization, which committee was primarily associated with it, which actually lead to the state reorganization. It was your Faiz-Ali committee. Then you have your Panchayati Raj system, the three-tier system and the local government. Then you have your Balwant Rai Mehta committee. So all these things are important for you to remember, so that in your mains examination you can point it out that these committees are the one which went ahead and proposed the idea. Also in your prelims you can get a question, okay, which committee is related to what. So in that regard, just remember the CVC was set up on the recommendation of Santhanam committee in the 1964. In 2003, the Parliament enacted CVC Act conferring statutory status on the CVC. So as of today, your Central Vigilance Commission is a statutory body. On the other hand, your CBI is not a statutory body. Just remember that CBI is not a statutory body. Definitely it is not a constitutional body. It gets its power from the Delhi Police Special Force Act. So this is the one from which it actually get the power from, and it is not a statutory or the constitutional body, and I am talking about the CBI. On the other hand, your Central Vigilance Commission or CVC is a statutory body after the act has been enacted by the Indian Parliament. So this is something you should remember. Now let's move forward and let's see what are the functions that the CVC perform. The CVC receives complaints on corruptions, misuse of the office and to recommend appropriate action. So this is the major thing that actually CVC look into. It look into the complaints which come in terms of corruption. Like in any government office, if there is a case of corruption or there has been a misuse of the office for any other purpose passed from their duty, all these cases, all these complaints go to the CVC and they could recommend an appropriate course of action going forward. The following institution or body or a person can approach to CVC. So central government, Lokpal, whistleblower. So all these, even of the people who are working in Lokpal has the power to reach out to the CVC if they find anything related to corruption or misuse of office. It is not an investigating agency. So just remember that unlike your CBI which do the investigation, CVC is not an investigation agency. CVC either get the investigation done through the Central Bureau of Investigation or through the chief vigilance officers in government offices. So this is what happened. Every government department has a chief vigilance officer, and they will be the one who will eventually conduct the investigation, and CVC itself does not conduct the investigation. So this is how the functioning of the CVC work. I hope you have understood till here. Now let's move forward and quickly also see some other things related to the Chief Vigilance Commissioner. So which committee, which is the appointment committee, who all are the member of the appointment committee which recommends the name of Chief Election Commissioner. So it includes Prime Minister of India, Leader of Opposition of Lok Sabha, and the Home Minister. So it is the 3-member appointment committee: Prime Minister, Home Minister, and Leader of Opposition of Lok Sabha. These 3 people will figure out a name, and that will be sent for the selection. What is the term now? So the term of Chief Vigilance Commissioner is 4 years or 65 years, whichever is earlier. So he can work till 65 years of age if he has attained the job at 62 years. So if he became the CVC at the age of 62, then he can work only till he attained the age of 65, which means he will only in the term for 3 years. So this is how it actually works. Or if he, for an example, become the Chief Election Commissioner at the time of 30 years, then he can carry on till 34 years. So this is how it works, whichever is earlier, either the 4-year term or if the person has reached the 65 years of age. What is the removal process now? So the Central Vigilance Commissioner or any Vigilance Commissioner can be removed from his office only by the order of the President. So who has the power to remove the CVC? It is the President. And on what ground? So the grounds that have also been specified. It includes proved misbehavior or incapacity after the Supreme Court, on a reference made to it by the President, has on inquiry reported that the CVC or any vigilance officer, as the case may be, ought to be removed. So this is what actually happened, that the President will ask the Supreme Court to conduct an inquiry that whether the Chief Vigilance Commissioner has done anything which is like proved misbehavior or incapacity, and only then he could be removed. Also, a point for you to remember is that whatever the advice Supreme Court give in such cases is binding on the President. So once the Supreme Court said that yes, this person has to be removed, it is binding on President, and President has to remove the person. So this is how the removal process works. It could be removed by the President and on the ground of proved misbehavior or incapacity, and similarly it has to be done through an inquiry by the Supreme Court. So just remember, in the same way, go ahead and now take a look at how the UPSC member, for an example, could be removed from their office. What is the procedure? So this is again a homework for you. Go ahead and check out in the Lakshmikant. So I hope you understood this video. It's an important body. It is important for your examination point of view. In general, also looking at the corruption level and looking at the how the government functions, it also is a very important body to uphold the transparency, accountability, and good governance in the functioning of the government. So again, to try to learn it from that perspective also. So I have told you about the major things, but I still would suggest go ahead and revise from the book also. So if you have any doubt, feel free to drop a comment. I hope you have liked this video. Thank you.